Is your backyard boring? Well, why let all that space go to waste? Why not eat your backyard? Eat Your Backyard is my YouTube channel, where I show you how to turn your backyard into an interesting and delicious place. Over the years, I've experimented with growing all kinds of tropical and subtropical edible plants. On Eat Your Backyard, I share this knowledge with you. It really doesn't have to be that hard growing your own delicious fruit. In fact, I believe it should be fun and easy. The end result should be a beautiful yard that you can share and enjoy with your friends and family. So come on by and check out Eat Your Backyard. See some of our how-to videos on everything from mulberries to mangoes. You might get some good ideas or even give me some good ideas. So remember, Eat Your Backyard. Your place to get ideas for how to turn your backyard into an edible paradise. Oh yeah, and don't forget to subscribe. That way you'll be notified as new videos are made. Alright, thanks for watching. Hey, welcome to Eat Your Backyard. In this video, I want to show you what's going on in my yard, kind of an update. It's an exciting time of the year. We can feel spring about to happen, even though it is just January, mid-January. This is one of the cool things that happens this time of year a lot, is that this thornless pad cactus that I have here, I mean, it does have little tiny hair thorns here and there, but almost non-existent. Gets this really cool flower that I love. And then after the flower is like that for a day or two, then it turns into this, and then you kind of pop that out, which is kind of weird. And then it has almost what looks like a prickly pear fruit, which I don't know if these are edible. Maybe somebody online does, but they form all over the cactus, and then they fall off. And I'm not sure if you could even plant one and see what would happen, but the idea is just really cool. Now, I've spent a lot of time, I mean, not a lot of time all at once, but a lot of time over the years tree forming this cactus. And over time, it's developed this woody bark around the base, which I think is kind of cool.
Do you know how blue it makes up?
And I just keep trimming. Anything that kind of sticks out, like this one's probably about ready to be trimmed off, and you can see there's some over here that are getting beneath the house. I'll probably take those off. And I just kind of trim what I like, and it just has been a really cool way to grow this cactus. Now, I planted this little frangipani here years ago, the plumeria, and this time of year, of course, it drops all of its leaves and looks just like a stick, but since it's underneath this, it's hardly even noticed. This Buddha belly bamboo that we have here has got to be trimmed away from the roof. This was a tough place to put it. You see, one thing with Buddha belly, it's producing all this leaf waste, and that's a problem. I have a blower. I blow it out in the yard typically, but I'm gonna, in an upcoming video here, I'm gonna take a cutting off of this. It grows really well from cuttings, and I'm gonna propagate some Buddha belly to plant in my backyard as well. I had all kinds of varieties of bamboo over the years, and this one is really my favorite. It's small and super interesting looking. This Buddha belly, because of that bulbous look on the canes, is really cool. And this one will grow just like Bambusa vulgaris in terms of its vigorous regrowth from cuttings. Now, this was a video that I made not too long ago where I trimmed up my soft-tipped yucca plant, and it's looking great. I'm really glad I did. This is one I grew from a tiny little cutting that I took, and this one was growing towards the roof, and I topped it off, and I had said it's going to grow back little shoots where I topped it off, and it's allowing me to keep my word. Look at that. It's growing up. Now, I won't let all of these shoots grow, but I'll let some of them grow, and the ones that are not pointing towards the house, like these ones pointing right towards the house, I'll get rid of those. And the ones that are pointing the other way, I'll keep. And then I'll still be able to have this kind of beautiful tree form shape. I love how it bows out at the bottom like that. It's really cool. You can see some places where I've cut it real close, and it's starting to grow back over a little bit, which is nice. But we don't want it hitting the house. But we do want to keep the years of time it took to cut this away. It's a really hardy plant. I always say, don't be afraid to cut back your stuff. Now, this oak tree is way overdue. It's something I just don't want to deal with right now, but I'm going to have to trim that way back. I just keep thinking, what's the best way to deal with it? All right, let's take a look what's going around in the backyard. Okay, another frangipani, dormant. Carica palm's looking good. It's doing what they do. It's starting to grow up a lot of shoots from the bottom. I'm going to have to get in there, and it'll take me about 10 minutes. I'll just get rid of all that so it keeps this beautiful growth pattern away from the house. Keep those away. We don't want ants coming in on those highway-like fronds. This is kind of cool. The sprinkler water, the irrigation water here is very mineral rich, lots of sulfur, and when it goes up against the plant like this, it builds up, and you can see how it's brown like that. That's from this this sprinkler right here. It stains it. It also stains the fence. Now, if you want to get really detail oriented, you could go ahead and pressure wash your fence. I don't do that. Now here is the result, the progress report on some Musa banana cuttings that I took. I stumped a couple Musa banana plants I didn't like where they were, and I let the shoots grow up because I wanted to transplant it. And I planted these. Now since then we had 2 hard cold snaps. We had one that got down in the 30s, and this is what happens when it gets down in the 30s. It's still alive, it's still fine, but that yellowy burnt thing is definitely from those winds. And in fact, the west winds came in. I think it hit this one and kind of protected these other ones a little bit. But overall, doing great. Just so easy to grow bananas from cuttings. I haven't watered them once, just got natural water, and it's fine. Now these croton cuttings are still doing okay, but I'm not sure they're going to make it. They might not make it. I'm going to go ahead and get some rootone and try that, because I think I was trying a method using saliva as a root agent, and although that can work, I don't think it's worked this time. And I don't think those croton cuttings like the really cold weather we got either. It's probably too much. Alright, lemons. Everything's growing great. Lots of mulberries for this time of the year. I mean, just tons of them. Look at this. Clusters. Mulberry bunches all over. We've been eating mulberries like crazy. Whoop. There goes one. There's lots of them. Now here's a Cavendish banana I'm getting ready to plant. It's doing pretty well. The grass in general back here, I'm going to go ahead and do a redo by getting some plugs, putting them around, and then putting some manure and topsoil to fill it in. Now I've been doing something that is very gratifying. First of all, trimmed up my fig tree. I've started to trim it up. I took anything that was growing out. It was growing out in a place that I didn't want it, like these were coming way out, and I cut it. And notice when I cut it, I do it as close to the edge as possible to leave the ability for this thing to grow back over and close up the hole, which is very important. And wherever possible, like this one, I've done that. I also took it away so it's not shading out the garden, which has got some nice bush beans growing and some tomatoes. Alright, so I'm going to keep thinning this out. It's still got way too much content through the middle here. I want it to be separate. Where we have this kind of mess of things, I just want to pick a winner, pick one that's growing in the right place, like maybe this one, and let it grow up through, as opposed to having all this intertangled stuff. When it starts to fruit, it's too much wood for this fig tree, brown turkey fig tree to work with. You really want to thin it out and you'll get better fruit. You can see it's got figs all over it already. These are not going to be winners at all. They're going to fall off, but it's completely dropped all of its leaves like it should. And if I trim it this time of year, it's going to start to sprout, so I'm kind of waiting to do most of the trimming until it gets a little bit guaranteed warmer. Now here's what we did that I'm excited. I've started on the project of mulching this back area, and just to see what a difference the mulch makes, here's where we put the mulch. Now I put a pretty thick layer, probably about an inch, inch and a half. Now I'm not going to keep these lines here. It was just an idea. We'll experiment around. I had all kinds of pavers, cement pavers around that I'm stacking up. I'm still in the process of getting it figured out, but I'm just going to use those column ones to keep it so the mulch doesn't spill out on this walkway we built. But we built this walkway back and mulched half of it. These Musa bananas are doing fantastic. I was thinking of cutting them down, and I couldn't do it because they're so cool. I want to have a giant banana patch, and I'm thinking that Cavendish I'm probably going to put right there. It's got enough sun, and it's in good shape. Now I have some mulberry trees. All these I grew from cuttings. Mulberry is extremely easy to grow from cuttings. And I'm going to bend this one over, because these branches are very malleable, I suppose you could say. You just kind of tilt it over like this. Watch this. The trick is to kind of move it a little bit. Do that, but you don't want to snap it. Just kind of break the fiber of the branch a little bit, enough to pull it. But you can do this. Now look at that. All of a sudden now it's down lower, more of a canopy effect. You can do that with all of these, and that's what I plan to do with this one. However, on some of them, like this one, I want them to bush out, so I just topped it. This tree responds very well to topping, and that'll come back like a champ in the spring. Look at this beautiful tree. Very elastic too. It had some fruit on it, but we got rid of it. Here's a Musa banana sprout that I planted not too long ago, and it's doing great. This is actually the best place for it. I'll probably go hog wild and plant even more. Look and see this. What do we have here? Well, mosquito growing area, but that's from the banana flower. Got a beautiful hand of bananas, which I'm letting grow, and plan to cut probably in about a month once they get a little bigger. They're nowhere near ready yet. But all these bananas trees will produce beautiful clumps of fruit. Now this is another reason why we trim the fig tree, because little monkeys like to climb in it. Do you guys like it better with the trim? You think?
Yes.
Yeah, you couldn't climb in it before, right?
I could, but he couldn't.
Okay. Yeah, so we took, Jack wanted to, he wanted me to make a bow and arrow, so we took this fig wood and we dried it. It's been drying out in the garage, and we're just about ready to make a bow and arrow. Maybe we'll make a video about that. Yeah.
Comment down below if you want to see it.
It's amazing how strong this tree is. It can easily support the weight of even 5 or 6 more monkeys like this. It's just so elastic. You can stand on any of the branches and they don't seem to want to break. Hey, look at
that. You broke this one because it was a tiny one.
Oh, well, little tiny ones. So once they get to, that's fine.
Because that was
Yeah, the ones that are in the way of climbing, we're just going to get rid of, because part of this tree, watch out, they're real pointy.
Yeah, I know.
Part of it is wanting to pick figs, and another big part of it is wanting to climb it. So we need to have it sticky from the sap.
No, do not put it on me.
We want it to have both things, but it's a great climbing tree for sure. And it also grows very easily from cuttings. If you take the cutting that has roots on it. As a matter of fact, I think I planted one back here from that tree. But anyway, oh, look at this croton. Look at this. So cool. To have crotons in your yard is, in tropical setting, is just a must, in my opinion. The color, it's like second to none. But okay, so here I just bought regular cheap brown mulch at Walmart. It's like $1.90 a bag, something like that. And I've got up to a certain point, and then look at that. I'm tree forming this Dracaena. I love the Dracaena. This is a Song of Jamaica Dracaena that I tree formed. I just topped it not too long ago, and look, it's growing out shoots that'll produce a nice bushy tree form. It's going to be tree formed. Here's a Song of Jamaica I did the same thing with. Plant all these planted from cuttings. Just jam them in the ground, no root tone, nothing. But I've been trimming it, you know, like here where it wants to go off, I trim that back close. And then up towards the top, I topped it, and it's growing those bushy shoots. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. Bees are in there pollinating the banana. Wow, there are a lot of bees up there.
Bees?
That's really good to see.
Bees!
Really good to see. I know there's some people in the neighborhood that have hives, so that helps everything. Now here's an interesting thing. Here's one that just established itself, and I'm going to keep it. You can see it's growing down into the ground here. This is a Suriname cherry. I'm sure it's the red type. And it started to grow. Now, out of all the things that had started to grow wild here, this is the one I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep it here, and it'll be right next to my Barbados cherry, and I can have a nice fruit tree for free. But here's the part I haven't dealt with, so you can see like the before and after. That's, oh, this bamboo bridge is another thing. We're going to get rid of that. It's run its course. It was fun while it lasted, but it's rickety and not really safe, so I'll bring the Sawzall out and do it. But there's the before, and this is the after. The key being the after is a place where my kids can come and play and not be you know, assaulted by as many bugs, etc. So it's fun. Oh, look at this. Mother-in-law's tongue, this plant. I'm trying to eradicate it, but that's going to take years to get rid of. All the little pieces that are still under the ground will sprout up, and I'll have to pull them out. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, I don't know about this weekend, but within the next month or so. I'd like to wait for a cold day to do it. I did this on a really cold day, and it was great. It was so easy to do. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of all this stuff probably this weekend, all this accumulated cuttings and yard waste and these bits of wood and everything. Clean it all out, get rid of the underbrush, and mulch this whole area. I'll probably take another 20-25 bags of mulch to get it done. This stuff, Mexican petunia, this is horrible. I tried it in my yard and now I can never get rid of it. It's invasive, it's horrible. It produces these beautiful purple flowers. Yeah, where are they? These beautiful purple flowers, but the price is that once it gets established under the ground, it's almost impossible to get rid of. But you know, once I'm done with this area, it's going to just look so good. This is an old strawberry tree, Montingia tree, that cracked over in hurricanes, and it's still growing. I'm gonna that root tone I'm gonna use it to help me grow cuttings from this tree, because I don't want to just throw it away, and that's the only reason it's still here. So I don't want to lose the plant itself. I want to be able to grow it from cuttings and regrow it in somewhere in the yard where it'll make more sense. There's of course the giant crinum lily. This thing is super cool. I just made some videos about the different varieties of that, but the crinum lily is just a superstar. So pretty. And once we get all this stuff out of here, we're going to be able to enjoy that lily and enjoy all these plants in their full form. See some of these dracaenas here next to the bamboo fence are just gigantic, and we've actually grown dracaenas that are easy 15-18 feet tall here over the years. Some of these are very old. All right, so what's going on? Oh yeah, our sunflowers, the mammoth sunflower. We've planted lots of mammoth sunflowers, and they're growing. It's funny, they fall over like this. Oh, that's our fig tree. We grew that. Yeah, that's a cutting from that same fig tree we were just looking at. But these will fall over on their side like this, but once they get established, they'll grow up. This will produce like about a 7-foot tall flower. And the reason we grow these flowers is because we like to give 7-foot tall flowers to the teachers at the end of the year, and my kids' teachers. Oh, there's another one. Oh, wow.
It's broken.
Oh, that's all right. Plenty more where that came from.
Hey, Dad, look. Here.
What?
Over here. Come look at the potatoes. They're not looking too good.
Potatoes or tomatoes?
Tomatoes are not.
I like the potato.
They're looking good.
But they're tipping to the side.
They're tipping to the side. So what do you think we should do?
Water.
Well, water. Yeah, we should put some bamboo sticks and tie them up to a stick. Yeah, the bush beans. Yeah, they're actually doing pretty good. They didn't like that cold snap we had. Oh yeah, that's the oregano, spicy oregano. How's that smell? You break it up and smell.
I smell it from here.
I'll smell some. Smells so good. Okay, well, there's the update. Lots of potential this year. I'm gonna, this area back here, which I was clearing out, like I said, I'll get this grass going 100%, no problem, with some plugs and some manure coming up. But this area I've intentionally cleared out to be able to plant some cool stuff. I'm actually going to put some passion vine along this fence here, and this big open area, lots of sun, southern end of my yard, is going to be the home of some new incredible fruit trees, and I've got many in the running. Just got to decide which one. So hey, thanks for watching Eat Your Backyard. If you like this kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe. You get notified as new videos come out. And if you like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.